Okay, just two more quick questions left, and we're going to tackle both of these in this one section. So the first thing I want to talk about is that func thing inside of our main.go file. So specifically func main right here. Well, as you might imagine, func is short for function. Functions inside of Go function just like functions in other programming languages as well. So if you're familiar with functions in Ruby, Python, JavaScript, very similar in functionality. We declare a function by placing the func keyword, then the name of the function, and then an argument list. If I put this in diagram form, it might look a little something like, let's see if I can find it right here. Here we go. So first off, we declare that we are going to create a new function with the keyword func. We then set the name of the function, a set of parentheses to which we'll specify the list of arguments that we want to pass to this function. We then place our curly braces, and then inside of those curly braces is our function body. Now this is our first little taste of some syntax around Go, and trust me, we're going to have a lot of time and a lot of practice with some of the basic syntax for stuff like functions and whatnot. So I think that for right now, that's probably enough to just kind of settle on and say, yeah, we pretty much just declared a function. Now the last thing I want to talk about, or the last big question that we have, is how that main.go file is organized. So now that we have a better sense of what packages are, what import statements are, and that function down at the bottom, how do we kind of organize all of these different aspects together inside of a single file? Well, in practice, it always ends up being the exact same pattern. Let me find my diagram here real quick. Here we go. So it's always going to be the exact same pattern inside of every single file that we ever create. At the very top, we're always going to place our package declaration. So remember, we say, oh, this file is a part of package blah, blah, blah. In this case, package main. Then right underneath that, we'll list out all the other packages that we might need to import into this file. So import statement for FMT, and then maybe for IO or OS or whatever other packages we want to get access to, either from the standard library list of packages, which remember we just looked at 2 seconds ago, or we could also specify import statements for custom packages, like reusable packages that you and I have authored ourselves. After the package and import statements, we then get down to the body of the file, which is where we add in a bunch of logic that actually kind of does something. So it'll be a collection of different functions, variable declarations, and all that kind of other good stuff as well. So in general, we're going to get very used to this very same pattern of code in every last file that we put together. Okay, so I think that closes it out for the 5 big questions about our main.go file. So we've spoken about the pattern, we've spoken about packages, imports, we've touched on functions a little bit, and we have a better idea of what this FMT package is doing specifically. So I think that that pretty much concludes it for a very basic overview on this very, very basic program. Hopefully you agree with me now that even though it was a boring Hello World program, we still got a pretty good amount out of it. However, yes, this is a very simple, straightforward program. So let's continue the next section where we're going to start talking about a much, much more complex project that we're going to start working on. So quick break, and then we'll dive into the next project in the next section.